Alright, so I've always been different. Ever since I was really young, I could sense things that most people couldn't. Energy shifts, cold spots, that pressure in the air when something unseen is watching you. I don't know if you can relate, but sometimes I'd see things. Sometimes I'd hear them. But what really stuck with me was that not everyone else ever did. It's been that way my whole freaking life. And this story, well, this was one of the first times I realized maybe I wasn't crazy. Maybe I was just haunted. So, here's what happened. I was probably around like 8, maybe 9. Old enough to know that this wasn't my imagination playing games, but still young enough that when I told people, they just kind of brushed it off. It was just me and my little sister at home, all right? Our mom had gone to the store. I think she was running an errand, and we were just kind of left alone. Back in the day, that wasn't like really unusual, right? So anyway, my sister was in the bedroom, totally wrapped up in her Barbies, and I was just kind of playing around in the living room. I think I was watching TV in the living room. I don't know. Maybe I was in the kitchen. I just know I wasn't in the same room as her. Then it happened. Out of the corner of my eye, I caught like this movement, and it was quick, and it was kind of low to the ground. And when I turned to look, there he was. It was this little boy, dark-skinned little boy. I remember he was like 5 or 6. He was barefoot, and he definitely wasn't someone who belonged in our house. So I see this kid, he runs through the hallway right in front of me, like he had somewhere that he like really needed to be. Like he was late to meet someone or something, or late to die. I don't know. Anyway, his feet hit these little old metal heater grates. I don't know if you have ever seen those in the old houses, but they're those loud ones that make this really loud echoey sound. And it was loud, okay? It was real. I could hear the sounds. Anyway, he rushed straight into the room where my sister was playing, so my brain kind of just paused for a second. Like, I was like, what the... So then I bolted after him. All right, I stormed into the room expecting to see this kid standing there, hiding or moving something or standing in front of my sister, right? There was nothing. Just my sister casually playing with her little dolls, completely unbothered. So I looked at her and I said, "Did you see that boy? Did you see a boy come in here? Did anybody come in here?" And she looked up at me and she was like really confused, right? She probably thought I was crazy. And she said, "What boy?" And I'm like, okay, there was a boy in here. I saw a boy. But there was no fear. She wasn't confused. Just an innocent kid looking like, oh, Nikki's making something up again. But I wasn't. Because I didn't just see him, right? I heard him. I heard his feet hit that heater. I felt it in the air, in my gut, in my chest. And the thing is, I remember that sound more than the way he looked. It's just kind of stayed with me all these years because it was so real. And maybe that's the part that people don't get. You can doubt what your eyes saw, right? You can write that off. But when your body reacts to something, it's like a whole different level. So yeah, I saw a ghost kid sprint through my house like he was late to recess or some crap. I don't know. No one else saw him. No one else heard him. Just me. But I know what I saw. And after that, I started paying way more attention to those moments. The shadows, whispers, gut feelings. Because if no one else is going to validate it, you've got to trust yourself, right? Especially when the dead don't always wait for an invitation. I plan on sharing more of these stories here on TikTok. I tried to start it a few years ago, but it just didn't really work out too well. And that channel, I ended up getting rid of it. So I kind of want to include some more of my paranormal stories that have happened. And I'm wondering, like, has anything like that ever happened to you? Something similar that you know happened, that you feel happened, and maybe nobody else believes you. But I want to hear your story. I want to know what you went through, what you felt, what you heard, what you saw. Because I believe you.